Okay, so today we're going to show you how to do a low dye arch tape job. So this is to help support the medial longitudinal arch if somebody has flat feet. Okay, so the very first thing you're going to do is you would ask your pre-taping questions. So have you been taped before? Do you have any allergies to tape, sprays, or adhesives? You're going to check your cap refill. Again, you can just basically pinch on top of the skin, pinch the nail bed, a toe, whatever it is. And you're going to make sure that basically the skin goes white, and the time that it takes for it to come back to red, you're counting. It should be within 2 to 3 seconds. Okay. Then I'm also going to make sure I'm checking the skin. I'm looking for any cuts, blisters, abrasions, because I don't want to be spraying into that or ripping off a scab, for example. So you are okay with everything? Yes, yeah. Perfect. So with the spray, you don't need a lot of it. Again, you're going to spray basically the bottom of the foot. So just a quick spray on the bottom, and then just like one spray over on the top. Otherwise, you really don't need much. And you can do one little spray right behind the back of the heel, but that's all we really need. Then you're just going to use your zinc oxide tape, and we're going to start by doing a distal anchor. So that's going to be right around the ball of the foot. You want to try to get it as high as you can when you're wrapping it around. So I'm just going to play around with this, try to angle it a bit, and then I'm going to splay the foot and kind of attach at the top. Okay. So once you have that arch and that one distal anchor here, then you're going to do another anchor that's basically just a U. You're going to go from the one side of the anchor to the other side. Doesn't matter which side you start on, but you're just going to want to make sure that you're using the whole anchor. So make sure you get all the way to the top. When you get around the heel, don't use the heel to pull off the roll. Kind of pinch it and let the roll come off this way. Okay. And then I'm going to lay this down. I came up a little bit too high off that anchor, so I'm just going to rip it off just a smidge so that I don't have to put it directly on the skin and it has something to support itself to. And then just let it kind of lay flat into that arch. All right. The next strips that we're going to do are what we call our low dye strips. That's where we're pulling from the lateral side, pulling up the medial side. And this is really just trying to pull up the arch. So this is probably one of the most important strips that you're going to be doing. So this time I'm going to go from the U strip anchor. I'm going to go from the lateral side toward the medial side. I'm going to pull up. And then you're going to overlap by half and pull up. And I always cut it a little bit short so that I can really kind of yank and pull on it to try to get it to the other side. Okay. And we're just going to keep doing that, working our way down. Again, overlapping by half. Every time. And then how far down you go kind of really depends. I tend to go just before the heel. Some people will like to cover up the heel, but I usually like to kind of keep it exposed. So it should really just look like that. Okay. Then you're going to take your strip of tape and you're going to rip it straight down the center, right like this, lay one foot piece down, and then you can use the other half strip of tape to do what we call our teardrops. So our teardrops, you're going to place it on one side of the foot. Doesn't matter which side you start on. You're going to go down that whole length of the side of the foot, come under the heel. Once you get to here, you're going to angle it across so you can get back to the same side that you started with. Okay, and that's going to create that teardrop shape. From there, I'm going to do it the exact same thing, just on the other side of the foot. So I'm going to come down the medial side, angle across, and end my strip right there. So now you can see that I've created kind of like an X shape. So I want to do teardrops on each side to total 6, so 3 on each side. So I've done 2 already on one side of the tape. I'm going to use 1 more with this side of the tape. And I just like to go back and forth between the sides that I'm using so that it doesn't feel very uneven for the person. But once you've done a total of 3, then you want to switch what side of the tape end you're using to try to level out the tape. So I'm going to go back this way. This is my 4th one, but 2nd one on this side. And then this is my 5th. And then this is my last one. And again, straight down, and then angle back around. So I kind of ran out of tape right there. There we go. But now I'm back to a full length strip of tape. So I'm going to start by going over the anchor strips that I did already. So I'm going to start with that U strip. I'm going to go all the way from the top here, wrap underneath. And then I'm just going to lay that flat. And then my last one is going to be that distal anchor again. Okay, stand up. And I'm going to splay that foot and then lay it down. So I'm going to support it, make sure it's all flat. You can't really manually test this, so you're just going to check the cap refill, and then you can get them to step down. So get you to step down. They'll do their 3 functional tests. So maybe that's running, jumping, side shuffle, whatever it might be that's functional. And then one of the things that usually they complain of is that it starts to feel really tight right around the toes. So what I like to do is while they're standing, I like to come back and literally just peel off those first couple layers that I did, because this is him splaying his own foot right now. So if he's complaining it's too tight, then I come here and now I can just kind of like readjust it so it's not as tight. So having the end strip right on the top is also super beneficial so that you can make adjustments without having to completely redo the tape.